whilst on this topic of like positivity from the conversation we were having earlier, have you not seen a thing of Mo Stack? The kind of backlash he got off. So where do I want to go with this convo? So I feel like colorism has been a big topic over the last how many years. It goes quite, but it raises ugly head here and there, and yeah, people like vocal people like Azizi Mills, different black-led women podcasts are very vocal. You got different personalities on Twitter, the threads, the social justice warriors. All that combined creates this really big conversation, and the man that we're talking about it on our side as well. And there's this thing in the UK about representation in music videos and rappers showing love to dark-skinned women, black women specifically. So Mo Stack dropped this freestyle. I think initially he was like trying to flirt a little bit with your one day on Insta, whatever, innit? And she was reciprocating the energy. Likes to see she likes to man them. That's good. I'm happy, you know. And he decided to drop a freestyle. Have you got it, Vance? Or do you want me to?
Nah, I don't. Do you know what? It was just one of those things that I saw it on Twitter. I didn't even like listen to it. I just saw people talking about it, so I was like, okay, I assume that he's talking about this. Like, this is the subject matter. And then, obviously, people love receipts. So...
Oh, that receipt is mad, though.
The receipt is very mad. The receipt is extremely mad.
It is mad.
For that matter. But, I don't know, man. Like...
Man said to all you light-skinned girls out there, I hope you get blicked and blick. Like, he was putting that as, that's your punishment. So that's how you look at dark skin.
Yeah. And then
the aftermath.
That's what he said prior. So what it was, you know, like
in the lyrics.
Yeah. So the conversation I'm trying to have is that about like faux appreciation for black women, innit? Or it being a marketing thing. So he's come and done this, and a lot of women, black women, like dark skinned black women, straight away like, this feels forced or like under duress.
So to be clear, he dropped a little freestyle.
I think I saw
as an ode to black women.
Yeah. No, ode to your one day anyway.
Yeah, to your one day.
I saw the aftermath when he was explaining how much like he's been with black girls before, put some respect on my name sort of thing. But unless it's a consistent theme, like now and again you drop something about black girls and release it, people ain't gonna know about it. Do you get what I'm saying? He played a song in his car of a song from like 2017 where he was talking about black girls. So that's what he was trying to explain. That he's been with black girls. He spoke about them before in his music, but he's still got the backlash.
Let me play it and yeah. There we go.
See that dark skin girl there that man just saw, had me moving like a baby in a candy store. When I see black girl I just lose control. Hey mum, please can I bring one home? See, I don't get girls so it's mad to see. I get gas when any girl fancies me. Yo, that ain't my girl, that's my wife to be. Can I have your love and your loyalty? Let's live the life full of fantasies, and I'ma put you on snap for my fantasy. Dark skin girl looking like you one day. Baby, can I marry you one day? I'ma have you feeling like Beyonce.
I mean...
I'ma have you feeling like Beyonce, so what?
Relax, bro. I just really didn't think it was genuine. I think the angle I saw a lot of people come from is, does your lifestyle match? Now, we already know Mo to have been one girl in the public eye. And she was of a lighter hue, so... So for them, they're like, I don't know, innit? And then when you have that old lyric, that receipt, they're like, yeah, sorry, sir, you're a fraud. You know?
It all just seems campaignish to me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
and I'm not mad at them if they feel that it is like you're just using us as a marketing tool and a marketing ploy.
I think that happens a lot though in music.
Yeah,
like I think the only person that's really done it genuinely, like when Bashy did Black Boys, like that was genuine.
Classic.
That was genuine, but I think
you could just, bro, like when something's real, there's just something that you can't deny it.
There's like an aura and an energy around it.
Yeah, man. Like how, for the example that you used and how Bashy was talking about the black boys that he was bigging up. Do you know what I'm saying? And one day we're going to be black men. We've got to teach the young black boys. It was just like
authentic,
a breath of fresh air, authentic. You start to see like certain things. Obviously, like we referenced Shay Lingo's Black Girl Magic.
That was authentic.
No one had a word to say. Like obviously, he's not as popular as
Mo,
as Mo, but
I think Big Toes
it still
did one.
amassed. It still did a lot of numbers. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's probably his biggest song to this day. He even tweeted the other day that people still message him saying thank you for that song. You know, so. And what doesn't help Mo is what he had said, like, before.
But should we not give people space to evolve and grow?
I suppose, but
because
like you said,
how long are
he
you
made
going to
it
be
seem
accountable for your bad behavior?
Yeah,
back
we
in the
should.
day?
We should.
Like, I'm just, and that's like I said, it's not. I don't want to. I'm siding with Mo, and I kind of have some people. But like, let's have a balanced conversation. How long?
It's great to have this conversation because, like, at the end of the day, we've got to feel like we are giving people the opportunity to grow and learn from their mistakes.
Because as soon as this happened, all he said is, straight, it's in peace, I'm out.
But then,
no more black girl songs.
Yeah, but
that's what he said.
But you cannot expect for people to still remember that because you made it seem like dark skin was a punishment.
Yeah.
Like,
I think when
this is going to make you feel the lowest of the low.
And at the same time, I'm still of the same. I'm still of the school of thought of like, you can't tell people how to think and how to behave. So I'm almost kind of like nullifying my argument here. Where like, if you're mad, it didn't happen to me, so I can't relate on that level. You know what I mean? Like, I can't tell you how to like react to that. You know, because especially if you don't think it's genuine.
I think if he had a song and he released
felt like
it
it
would
was
be different. But if it's just a quick freestyle, like,
just putting that into
And also, it's got to be a banger, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that was light. It was cool, bro.
I get gassed when someone fancies me. I'm like, what is this, man?
I said, dark skin, mom, can I bring someone home? So does your mum engage in colorism? What's going on over there, man? You making you look funny in the light. And I like Mo, fam. You know,
And it's mad because like a lot of people like they start looking at this, like start doing think pieces, unpacking things, and it's just like, all right, give it a rest, because how long are we going to stretch out this conversation for? Because at the end of the day, like a lot of things that people say like then becomes redundant. Like, where do we go from here and stuff like that? And then it just got to the point where he was like, you know what, I'm not doing this again.
But it was so funny to watch. He's like, because he must have thought, because a lot of people, a lot of people that go online, because in their personal space, like, black men are popping, like, all the black men in my family, my female friends, like, they get a lot of love. But I see black men constantly having this conversation online, so I'm like, okay, cool, if something comes from a good place, let me do something in reaction, but like, to show that you do get love out here.
Yeah.
And as soon as they got onto me, it's like, beef is over, I'm not on it.
He's not on it.
Yeah.
And the thing is that then people start like, obviously we were talking about Big Tobes, but then the conversation was that Gets released something of that nature.
About his daughter.
Yeah. Because there was that element to it, like, you know, his daughter and, you know, there's a bit of like, there's that sentimental value.
Let's just be frank, people are going to chat shit regardless of what you do.
People are going to chat shit, but no one had nothing to say about Gets.
No, I saw some conversation online. There was some stuff that come across my feed and stuff, and there was some people that like, no, he's always been
to the magnitude of how it was.
Not to the magnitude, not to that magnitude, but it was still there. Like,
right.
Like I said, people are going to chat shit regardless.
Yeah, there's going to be a minority.
You know, in your heart of hearts, who you really are, and like, does your life match that? Like, off the internet, do you emanate those same things? Do you uplift black women in your life? Do you actually optics as well? Like I say, how things look. Your dating history. Have you been dating dark skinned women? You know, so it's always gonna be like, it's always a difficult thing. So if you don't, they're gonna have something to say. So, you know. But I do feel like we should, and I wanna stand on it, give people space to evolve and grow. Because at the same time, colorism is a byproduct of white supremacy and racism. That's just the real truth, isn't it? So it's something that's been indoctrinated and conditioned into our minds, isn't it? From the fact of like, as soon as you have an advert and they want to put someone of colour to be a black person, they're gonna like Amber from Love Island. She's gonna be fairer skinned, loose curly hair. It's gonna be a certain type of black.
I find that.
Remember M&S model Makalele's missus?
Yeah.
That type of it'll be that type of
She
black.
was elite.
She fired though.
She was elite,
man.
cuz.
Je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi.
She was fire.
She was
Forgot about
She was
that.
definitely fire, but can you see what I mean? It will be that in it, and that is a byproduct of white supremacy.
That's what the adverts are on
so,
TV. You see like light-skinned women with white guys and their children are mixed race.
Oh,
That's what I've been seeing. In
Yeah. And then you get a black woman on TV and they vilify them, like Jamelia. Everything that she says is like, oh my gosh.
Like a
like,
microscope. Like,
man.
Not saying she can't be wrong, but like, yo, allow me, man.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so I don't. Yeah, it's I think it's a conversation that's never gonna go away. Like,
I don't think it should, but like, I also don't think people should be surprised that this happens when you say these guys aren't. It's like you told us we're not doing it, we're not doing it, so now we're doing it. And you're upset. There is an element of that is justified though.
Right.
Like, obviously, Mo may not be the best example, but if the conversation has been within the UK music scene, rap videos, old school, we weren't getting shown love, we're not being represented, and now I'm trying to make an ode to you and shout you out, and the initial first thing is skepticism. No, it's not genuine. Or like, what the hell is this? It's gonna tell a lot of people. Like, I'm sure there's artists out there like, you know what, I'm cool.
You know what? I was about to drop this song, but like, nah, I'm all right. You know. And the maddest thing about the situation is that Mo's probably been called blick by a light-skinned babes.
Possibly, yeah. There is that conversation about the man. Listen, coming up, we used to get it crazy, bro. And now, my melanin king, my God, I love a dark-skinned man. Come on, and that's not to invalidate the experiences that the black women have had out there, because we hear you loud and clear in it.
Definitely had it.
Yeah, like we've had it in it, you know. But the optics with regards to like attractiveness and how you're looked at, men deal with it different in it. So 100%. It's not the same thing. But man's definitely been out here like having to deal with some shit in it.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's a difficult one. But like, listen, at the end of the day, things are trendy and there's a conversation happening online. How many times do you see like a fabulous will reference like something in the culture current in their music? This is also a byproduct of that. Artists are just seeing the conversations happening online and reacting. Some people do it subtly. So like, I remember Stormzy had a video where the girl wasn't oiled up. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but she wasn't oiled up, like dressed scantily and all that, but there was a black dark-skinned lead in the video, innit?
Oh, was it the cigarettes and Kush video?
It might have been that, yeah. Because all it is I remember being around that age group where my brothers were doing music and stuff, and a lot of dark-skinned black women didn't want to be in videos. Now, the type of videos, like the hood videos, that stuff, I get it. I get why you want to be in there. So what happened is a lot of the man that were going for what was available. And a certain type of girl, you know what I'm talking about. she over in America, shouts out to her doing her thing. I see your Tory ladies, bro. I see you. Shouts out to our G still. She's over doing her thing. But that type of girl will be the one to go and do the music video, innit? Yeah. And the man will go, what's available. And that's also a byproduct of that, innit? You know, so there's that double-edged sword of, okay, we don't just want to be sexualized, you know?
And then again, like,
there's a lot of factors to it.
How do the women really feel like, other than the ones that are making all the noise? They're still a minority.
There's still a lot of women out there like, in my life, like, I don't have this problem, innit? You know? And at the end of the day, it's all circumstantial. It's like, what's around you is what you're going to think is happening the most, innit? But that's not a true reflection of what's really going on outside. So like I said, we can never invalidate these people's concerns and what they're going through and what they're saying is happening, because it's obviously going on. But I think sometimes the conversation creates the insecurity and the problem also as well. So part of the reason why this is even like trending and become big is because one day had a interview on BBC. Was it on One Extra?
Yes.
So, yeah. And that I didn't even like as well, because I'm like, all the other castmates from like Love Island are coming out and just, they get to exist as just human beings. She has to go on there and have this conversation about race. Sometimes I want to call in sick to the beef. Like, let me really check it. You're not saying that we should never speak truth to power and have these conversations, but you're on big BBC. Why do I have to do what is me? Amber, all the other girls are enjoying chopping checks, doing their thing, flexing and that. They just get to exist and just, you're in a space where like you come, it's a bubble, and you got they say 15 minutes of fame, you got 5 minutes. You need to get these likes up on Instagram, get these followers, get these checks from Pretty Little Thing. I just want to see her just flex and enjoy life, and just, I don't want to see her on BBC talking about race.
Yeah. I think that's, I think because she's on a platform like One Extra, I feel like they feel that they need to ask those questions. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, where I don't think she would have went on Radio 1 and spoken about that.
No, they would have asked her that. But I see them Jeremy Vines. I see them the Wright stuff. I see them shows. I see the goading that happens on the Good Morning Britain where they're trying to pander to the stuff on social media. I see the conversation. There's a black person on there. We have to have a conversation about race.
Has she been on?
Not as of yet, but I just feel like if she was on there, I don't feel they would avoid. They will have that conversation with her because it's going to trend.
Was there race issues while she was in Love Island? Because I don't watch that stuff. So
there was conversation on social media around like race issues. Like so they spoke about the scenario of when her and Sharif first met. So there was a black guy on there called Sharif. They're both of the same complexion, innit? And she spoke about why she didn't step forward for him. Now, the devil's in the detail. She said she didn't step forward for him because she looked at him and felt that he doesn't like black women. But you've already had a preconceived notion of him. You attracted him, but you didn't step forward for him, innit? But then at the same time, you look out through Love Island and look at who Sharif picks and whatever. Yeah. He also didn't pick her, but I vividly hear her and saying she didn't step forward for Donnie as well. So, but that's what started the whole conversation. It was her saying that she has the perception that black men always pick the light-skinned woman, innit? Now, is that a direct response of her actual lived experience? Is that from social media, seeing that conversation online? Because whether that's happened to you or not, people have that perception online, innit? You know? And that is there. And that obviously, we look at the world we live in. Yeah. There's a clear reflection, innit? But you also look at a lot of stats. We predominantly still date each other. People just don't want to talk about this. Like, we still fuck with each other. You know?
100%.
You know?
100%, man.
I'd be out here loving these women.
We hear you loud and clear,
said
bro.
we're respecting these women, isn't it?
We are respecting these women's, bro.
It's like, listen, colorism, man. It gets draining, but it's necessary. With nuance, I hope whenever we have this conversation, I don't want to come across as invalidating experiences. That's the only thing I don't like, and I can already hear that little angry voice in the back. It would have been good if you had some women in the room. I hear you. But the man they need to discuss from time to time, good, bad, or ugly.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Unpack stuff, drop some bad traits, have some honest conversation as well, innit?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like sometimes it's more progressive having a conversation just amongst the man.
And black women ain't props as well. When we're talking about hip hop, did you ask for women to come in the room? When we're talking about trash and just whatever, man, did you ask for women to come in the room? It's not a prop, man. Just get a black girl in the room. Nah, man.